I rise today in support of the motion. I am grateful, but also a little anxious. Anxious, not in a way that paralyzes, but in a way that reminds me of the gravity of this moment and the privilege that I have to serve Singapore and Singaporeans. So I will try my best in this speech to turn my anxious energy into something useful, words that carry hope and assurance, and words that do not put you to sleep. The Prime Minister and Senior Minister Lee asked me earlier this year if I read books. I said I do. I read Paw Patrol bedtime stories. And they said that I should read more widely. So I tried. I read parts of the book, A Different Kind of Power by Jacinda Ardern, the former Prime Minister of New Zealand. She's known for her conviction about fairness, opportunity, and empathy. She spoke openly about how her anxiety reminded her of the weight of leadership. She inspires me. She also said that she knew her maiden speech might one day haunt her because words in politics and parliament linger. They are remembered, they are scrutinized, and they are tested against our actions. Standing here today, I know that what I say in the next 20 minutes, and yes, don't worry, no more than that, will not simply vanish when I sit down. They will follow me. They will be replayed online. They will be mentioned in debates years from now. And they may come back to haunt me. Perhaps that is not a bad thing, and perhaps that is what gives weight to this moment. To know that we are accountable not only for the commitments we make, but also for the spirit and the values in which we make them. I also read parts of the book, The Anxious Generation, by Jonathan Haidt. It describes how digital technologies, smartphones, social media, endless connectivity are reshaping childhoods with consequences for mental well-being. As someone entrusted with responsibilities for both education and digital development, I had no excuse not to read it. But is it only one generation that is anxious? Every generation of Singaporeans has been anxious, though in different ways and through different seasons. Our pioneer generation felt existential anxiety. Would Singapore survive? Would we have food, water, and security? The Merdeka generation, my parents' generation, carried another form of anxiety. How to build stable families, how to create industries from scratch. And they worried through recessions and restructuring. Could they keep their jobs? Would their children have better lives than them? And then there's my generation, parents of young children today. We face a new layer of anxiety. We live in one of the safest, most successful nations in the world, and yet we worry endlessly. Are our children resilient enough? Are they spending too much time online? Are they learning the right values? Can they thrive in a world that changes faster than the one we grew up in? Are we as parents too gentle? Are we too harsh? Are we parenting correctly? And what if we get it all wrong? Our young people, too, carry their own burdens of anxiety. Many of them tell us that they feel anxious all the time about exams, about social acceptance, about the future of jobs, and about whether they measure up in the world of constant comparisons. The irony is that they live in a world and a time of endless opportunities, and yet they carry the weight of immense expectations from society, from their families, and often from themselves. This anxiety is real, and it is not a weakness. It is a signal that they care deeply, that they are searching for meaning, and that they need assurance and safe spaces to turn their restlessness into purpose. Anxiety, then, is not the condition of one generation, but an inescapable part of being a human. The real question is not whether we feel it, but what we do with it. Now, a little something for the science students. Brownian motion describes particles that move around randomly with no clear path, plenty of movement but no direction. Now, when my netball teammates and I were younger, when we had energy and stamina, we often ran around the court like headless chickens. Our coach, Professor Yap from NUH, who actually just returned from Egypt, she would say to us, Brownian motion is useless. Every move, every dodge, every change of direction we make must be intentional. If left unchecked, anxiety can be like Brownian motion, restless vibration, much movement, but no progress. But conversely, anxiety, if transformed into action, can become energy for creativity and for growth. This is the task before us as leaders. We must lead with quiet confidence, tap into the collective experience and wisdom of our people, be clear-eyed about the policies that we want to change, the mindsets that we want to change, and the causes to rally our people towards. This way, we can channel the anxieties of Singaporeans into purposeful action. Mr. Speaker, I would like to say a few words in Mandarin. 我们华人有个成语，居安思危，意思是在安稳的日子里，也要想到未来的挑战。焦虑其实是一种提醒，它提醒我们，我们在乎未来，我们在乎家庭，我们在乎我们的国家的前途。我们的先辈曾经焦虑过。 他们担心新加坡是否能生存，是否为下一代能提供足够的食物和水。我们的父母那一代也焦虑过，他们担心经济衰退，担心子女的就业和前途。今天我们这一代同样感到焦虑。虽然新加坡已经是一个安全繁荣的国家。 但我们依然会担心，孩子是否坚强，是否学到正确的价值观，是否能够在复杂的世界里成长。那焦虑并不是弱点，而是一种动力。关键不在于有没有焦虑，而在于我们如何去面对它。 我们可以让焦虑像布朗运动一样胡乱震动，毫无方向；也可以把它化为行动的能力，推动我们更坚韧、更有创造力、更有信心。只有这样，我们才能把担忧转化成力量，把不安转化为希望。 为新加坡的明天打下更稳固的基础。Now, I will share my thoughts about my two portfolios, education first, followed by digital development and information. As a mother of two preschoolers, my days are filled with joy and worry. Each morning, Papa and I hold our little boys' hands and we walk them into their school. We kiss them goodbye, and we watch them take their little steps into the world. A world that feels faster, harsher, and more complex than the one I grew up in. And at night, after they are asleep, I often find myself asking, am I doing enough for them? Am I doing too much for them? Am I present enough as a working parent? And am I patient enough as an exhausted parent? Will they be kind? Will they be brave? Will they be bullied? Or will they bully others? These questions are not unique to me. They are questions every parent would ask themselves in quiet moments. And I want to say here, as a parent and as a policymaker, I see you, I hear you, and I carry the same questions. Education at its heart is not simply about grades. It is about confidence, character, and resilience. Part of nurturing character is tackling the difficult issue of bullying. Bullying, whether in the classrooms or online, corrodes the very values we hold dear as Singaporeans: respect, responsibility, and care for one another. It also feeds the anxiety among our children, leaving scars that can follow them well into adulthood. So I take very seriously my role in the review of anti-bullying efforts because it will help build a kinder Singapore. The best way to defeat bullying is to make kindness our norm. The real revolution is not against bullying, but for kindness. Let us not just tell our children to be kind to one another. Let us, as adults, be kind and respectful to each other, so that our children in Singapore watch, learn, and mimic the kindest generations of adults. I will work with parents, youth, educators, and community groups to reframe the way we approach our challenges. Our work will not be just about preventing bullying, but making kindness our norm and finding meaning in caring for others. Our work will not be just about helping children pass our mother tongue subjects, but reconnecting them with our cultures and strengthening their ability to communicate with the world. And our work will not be just about avoiding screen time, but helping children and parents rediscover the life lessons from play and nature and strengthening parent-child relationships. My other portfolio, digital development, brings me face to face with a different kind of anxiety. We worry about children glued to screens, exposed to online harms, workers displaced by AI, and seniors left behind in a fast-changing society. Yet, just as with anxiety, technology can either paralyze us or propel us. Our youth wonder if AI will take away the jobs that they aspire towards, or if they will be able to keep up with machines that learn faster than humans. Yet when I meet students at hackathons, I also see their excitement. They want to experiment, they want to create, and they want to shape how AI can be used for good. So I believe that if we guide them well, our youths will not just adapt to AI, but they will help define the future with it. As we embrace technology and prepare our young for an AI-driven future, we must remember never to lose our humanity. Machines can process faster than us, but they cannot feel for one another. They cannot comfort a friend in pain, forgive a mistake, or show compassion to a stranger. These are deeply human capacities, empathy, kindness, and moral judgment, that no algorithm can replace. So as we advance, let us hold firmly to the values that make us human, because it is these values that will guide how we use technology and ensure it serves people and not the other way around. These values of empathy and kindness also guide me as I fulfill my duties as the Minister in charge of GovTech. I will be a watchman, not just to keep Singapore at the forefront of technology, but to guard the values and integrity of our society so that technology and AI does not become our digital opium. We will continue to strengthen our public digital infrastructure. Through the work of GovTech and our agencies, we will ensure that government digital services are not just efficient, but also inclusive and trusted. Our public service must continue to be best in class, setting the tone for how technology can serve and strengthen people and not the other way around. Mr. Speaker, every generation of Singaporeans had anxieties. And what has defined Singapore is not the absence of anxiety, but the imagination to dream big in spite of it, and the courage to act in spite of it. Our pioneers built homes while anxious about survival. Our parents built industries while anxious about recessions. As leaders, our role is not to erase anxiety, because that is impossible. Our role is to steady the anxious hearts and to channel the restless energy into constructive action. Years from now, people may ask, Jasmin, did you live up to these words? Did you hold true to your commitments? Did you carry through on what you promised? I hope that when that day comes, I can say, I gave it all I've got. Yes, I was anxious, but I took action. Yes, I spoke of assurance, and I worked every day to provide a little bit more of it. Every evening, I see the real reason for my work. My children sleeping soundly, full of unspoken trust that tomorrow will be okay, that the world will be kind. In their faces, I am reminded why I stand here, to help build a Singapore where every child can grow up confident, kind, and courageous. Mr. Speaker, I commit myself to this work, to serve with both head and heart, to walk alongside Singaporeans in their anxieties, and to help transform these anxieties into action for a kinder, more resilient, more compassionate, and confident Singapore.